Welcome to Don't Be a Basic Biscuit, a real estate marketing podcast where we talk about what it takes to stand out in today's real estate world. I'm your host, Harveer Singh, and you can find me on all social platforms under the handle Real Estate Singh. Now let's get the show on the road. Hello, and welcome back to Don't Be a Basic Biscuit. Today, what we're going to be talking about, a question that I get asked all the time when it comes to social media. Do I need a business account or a personal account? And this is literally the question that I get asked every single time I talk about social media with somebody. What most people do is they have two accounts. They have their private account, which is their personal account, and then they have their business account. In their personal account, they post all their stuff with their family, their friends, and they're, going out and eating. And their business account, all they do is post business-only related content. This is useless. So today, we really want to talk about why you shouldn't be doing this, and you should only be using one account. What ends up happening when you do this is that all your business account becomes white noise. First of all, you probably already had a personal account. You have the majority of your following on the personal account, and you have like 10 times as many people on that account over your business account. Now, your business account, you probably just open that up and then you put it on your personal account. Hey guys, this is my business account. Please follow. And then you get like maybe 10% of the following that you had on your personal account. And then everything on that business account is business related. It becomes white noise and nobody looks at it. It gets zero engagement and it pretty much becomes useless. Why do people do this? Because they want to keep their personal and their business lives separate. But when you're in real estate is a lifestyle. It's not a job. It's not a 9 to 5. This is literally your life. Everything that you do comes back to real estate. When you're out at dinner, you overhear somebody talking about real estate. I know most of y'all are thinking, oh, how can I jump in on that conversation and let them know that I'm a realtor? That's what usually happens. Now, before I really go deep into what you should choose, there's 3 different account types. And now I'm talking specifically about Instagram right now. There's a business account, a personal account, and a content creator account. That's Instagram. On Facebook, there's a business and a personal account, right? There's the page that you could create and your personal page. Let's talk specifically on Instagram. The business account allows you more in-depth analytics, which is great. The personal account doesn't have as much in-depth analytics, and a creator account also does have a lot of in-depth analytics. So if you're looking at analysis of who's on your page, when they're on your page, a business and a content creator account are probably the best ones to use. The problem with a business account is that it doesn't allow you to use music in your stories and in your posts and your reels. It does allow you music, but it has to be royalty free. And let's be honest, those aren't really going viral. So the virality of your reels and your stories is going to be less than if you had a personal or a content creator account. The downside of a personal account is that the analysis that you would receive is less, right? And then you also wouldn't get the option to put your number and your email in your profile if you had a personal account. What I would suggest and what I have is a creator account. This has the analytics. It allows you to use all music, even the ones that are with royalties, on your reels and your stories. I just have that one account. I don't have a separate business account on Instagram. Because now what you have to realize is that people, and I say this a billion times, you probably heard it in the past episodes already, that people use you for you. They want to get to know you, right? And if you want to skip that step of gaining trust, this is how you do it. You have to merge your personal and your business life. One thing you might ask is, can I switch between the accounts? Yes, you can. So if you have already created a business account or already have a personal account, you could go into the settings in Instagram and actually change that into a creator account, a content creator account type. The cool thing about the analytics is that you could see things like, when are your users on Instagram? What days they're on Instagram the most? What time of the day are they on Instagram? It'll show you when you had a spike in follows or unfollows. Let's just say it shows you the day and times. The use for that is you will be able to post during a time when you know that the people that are following your page are on Instagram. That allows for more engagement and more people seeing your post. Why is it important to see when people followed you or unfollowed you? right? Clearly, if you have a post that went up and you had a spike on that day of follows, you should look at what you posted and try to post more of that. So it helps you analyze what you did. It'll also show you which posts did well. If you just look at the direct post, you'll be able to see which post did well in the last month. And what some people do is they look at the last post that did really well in the last few weeks, and then what they'll do is boost that post. There's a lot that you could see in the analytics, so make sure that you jump in there and you actually look at it and analyze it after you post so that you could see what engagement you got or what engagement you didn't get. Maybe it was a boring topic, and that's why this is so important to use. Now, we're going to go into this a little later in another episodes, like the type of content you should post, but I'm just going to quickly talk about the 70-30 rule. When you have your one account now, it's both personal and business, you should have about 70% of content related to your personal life, right? So that's the normal stuff you would post, like you out with your friends, you at a restaurant, you doing fun things, you posting stories like you normally would. And then about 30% should be business related. So I would not post just your listing, but if you have to talk about real estate, it should be in a creative way, right? And we're going to go into that much more in depth in another episode, but just remember the 70-30 rule, 70% personal, 30% business. Now, another issue that I see here often is that people make their accounts private. That's like having an open house and locking the door and not letting anyone in. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever to have a private account. And then the other thing that people will say to me when I say that is, oh, well, there's so many creeps online and I don't want them messaging me, blah, blah, blah. Did you guys know that Instagram has a block feature? You could block the creeps, and that's what you should do, right? Allow your page to be open so that people could follow you more easily without going through that step of requesting to follow you, and then you have to allow them to follow you. It just adds a whole other step, and it is a complete waste of time. And what you have to realize is that you're in sales. The more people that know you are a realtor, the better chances are of you getting a deal done. So now let's go over that. There are 3 account types: business, personal, and content creator. I do not suggest having a separate business account and a personal account. I would just say create a content creator account on Instagram if you have the option to, and have it all in one place. Do not have a private account because it is completely useless to even have your social media if it's hard for people to access it. And then remember the 70-30% rule. 70% personal, 30% business. I'm keeping today's episode really short and sweet because these are just a few things that if you do, it'll help make your social media game that much stronger. That's all for today's episode. And remember, guys, don't be a basic biscuit.